Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast initiative by the Equality Project. We strive to promote gender equality in the contemporary workplace by assisting private firms in implementing gender mainstream strategies. My name is Rosario, and I am working as a research representing the country names on the Equality Project. Today, I'm with Marta, who studied during the day and works at night. She will tell us about the disparities in these fields.
Hello, Rosario. Thank you for having me today. Here, as Rosario said, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Marta. I study international relationships in the University of Murcia, and during my scholar year, I work at weekends in a disco here in Murcia, and in summers, I work in a 24 hours shop in La Manga.
Once we have put ourselves in context and you have introduced yourself, tell us a bit about your experience working in a 24-hour shops in an area surrounded by nightclubs and party environments. Who would you describe the working environment?
Okay, working in a 24-hour shop near nightclubs was both lively and challenging at the same time, because the energetic nightlife environment brought how to say it brought diverse customers, but it also posed safety concerns as a woman in my case, because I navigated through potential employment disparities, aiming to ensure positive customer experience while addressing unique challenges in the dynamic setting.
Also, the majority of the working hours are at night. You have also seen the daytime hours. So, have you noticed significant differences in the atmosphere at the and the directions in the night compared to the day?
Totally. It's completely different working at night than working during the day. Even in the same establishment, and the atmosphere is really different, not for something else that the customers. At night is much more intense and difficult to carry on and delay with the situation, because of the people who frequent the shop at night. Not always, but the most of times were drunk and come from parties environments, and the treatment for that customers in that treatment I found myself in situations that are many times unwelcome, or I received some inappropriate comments such as flatteries or direct insinuations toward my physique, that creates sometimes really weird atmospheres and uncomfortable situations in the working establishment.
Mm. I cannot imagine how difficult it could be trying to be polite and win respect at the same time. Avoid saying comments at the same level or even being disrespectful. How did you handle those situations, and how did you affect in your work experience?
As you said, it's really really difficult to to ignore that comments, and because if I receive that comments, not in my work schedule, I it's easier to delay with, but working, receiving that comments working, it's so difficult. And customers most of the time were more likely to question my authority or even ignore my request to the sub policies. In addition, as I said earlier, comments throughout the night came from men, and much older than me. That's the point. And they try to compliment myself, my physical appearance as a woman, and this diminishes all my motivation to perform my job effectively. At time we had to resort to the police when we want to resolve conflicts that occur into and outside, inside and outside the shop.
Um, I think that having a work schedule that you have make it more difficult have a normal life routine. How did you balance your work and your student with your activities and with your relationship outside the work?
Yes, balancing work activities and study activities and relationships outside the work. I mean, my life. It is always a constant juggle, because the night shift added an extra layer of complexity, requiring careful planning. I need to have a perfect schedule with all of my time weekly organized, and it's really really difficult. Um, but the key is communication, because of all my relations, all the relationships that I have, makes an effort to stay with me and to help me. For example, my boyfriend, all of my friends, they knows about my schedule, my difficult schedule, and it's true that it requires flexibility and understanding to maintain a healthy work and life balance. But the thing that I always prioritize is my self care. I If there is some moments that, or any moments that I couldn't afford more, I said stop. To my boss, stop this weekend. It's impossible for me to go to work, and not for only not for other another reason that my self care.
I have another question to you. Have you had other work experience or something similar that happened to you, or where your integrity as a woman had been affected?
Yes, as I said before, in addition to working in the 24-hour shop, in the summer I work in the disco, here in Murcia during my scholar year, and it's quite different, the treatment that I receive, because of in the 24-hour shop I work with a colleague that is a friend of mine, Laura. She's 22 years, and we working two girls alone is really different, as for example in the disco, because of in the disco I have my securities colleagues, and people, men's, boys tend to shame to that to the security. For example, yes, but it's true that I receive comments too, but always the most of the times were comments such as, "Hey, have you a boyfriend?" or "Do you want to spend the night with me?" or something like that. But in the 24 hours, people tend to think that in the disco, probably you have or you will receive worse comments, but in my case, no. In my case, I receive worse comment or disrespectful heroes from customers in the 24-hour shops.
Ending this interview, I would like to tell us something that you think is important to care about the woman who wants to start in and the working at night, or a suggestion to the managers in order that make they feel comfortable and safe to workers, especially women's.
Okay. This recommendation I could say from my experience. Oh, I can offer from my experience for a woman who wants to start working at night, is that she should not to be afraid or caught by the fact of she's a woman. I mean, she has to win the respect from the customers, and if the customers see you as a powerful woman, and that you couldn't afraid, you couldn't seem afraid, they don't use to say to you comments or disrespectful things. But it's true that you are going to find people that even you want aren't polite, and it's so difficult, even impossible, to teach people to be polite. I mean, if you don't learn that in your home when you was a child, it's so difficult to learn that. But the thing is that there are people that always could help you. I mean, in my work, for example, my boss, is if my boss sees something that can hurt me, he are going to stop that situation, or yes, that's it.
Okay.
And I almost forgot it. Talking to managers of nightclubs, some ways that could make things better would be adding more security at night. Not always in the clubs, in the discos, that still being security, but in shops or in another kind of commerce in the night, in order to make sure all the workers are safe and to set clear rules about how customers should act, even be punished for those acts.
Thank you, Marta, for sharing your experience of how of employing disparities that affect women and giving your real point of view in these situations. I have learned a lot of you.
Thank you for the opportunity to bring me here and interview me. I hope that my experience can help another one who are going to start working in the night.
And to our listeners, thank you for being here with us on the Equality Project and this podcast focus on closing the gender gap in today's workplace. Join us at the next time for more interesting conversations.